Hello and welcome to Unikron's Gaming. Today I'm going to be talking about Vigilante, specifically the arcade version from 1988. Anyway, let's get on to a brief history about Vigilante. So this information comes courtesy of Wikipedia, and it says Vigilante is a 1988 beat-em-up video game developed and published by Irem for the arcades. It was released in North America by Data East. It is considered as a spiritual sequel to Irem's earlier Kung Fu Master from 1984. This game, I believe, the ports of it anyway, got some decent scores. Because it says here, Crash Magazine, which is for the ZX Spectrum, gave it 8 out of 10. Computer and Video Games magazine gave the Master System port 80%. The PC Engine port also got 80%. In their write-up, Computer and Video Games magazine said this about the PC Engine version. Said it was a good game even second time around. The graphics are perfectly defined and beautifully animated, and that any beat-em-up fan should check out Vigilante without delay. So yeah, it was generally received as a positive game back in its day. So when looking up who made the game, I was confused because I just assumed this was made by Data East. I didn't realize that outside of Japan, that's where the publishing was, but it was actually made and published by Irem. So yeah, didn't know that until I searched up the history of this game. I just thought, oh, that Data East game that's got, the Jackie Chan lookalike in there. So yeah, that's basically the history of Vigilante. So let's get on and see what I think about this game now that I've played it recently. To get footage for this game, and what I'm playing on is a PlayStation 5 Pro, playing the PS4 version, because I believe there is no other version for PlayStation, because this game came out a while ago, of Vigilante via Arcade Archives. So yeah, that's what I'm using to play this game. I did play this game back in the day in the arcade, round about the time I think it probably came out, say between 88 and 89, and I played it round about then. So yeah. For visuals, I'm going to say the game still looks great to me. I really like the sprites. The animation is pretty cool as well, especially for 1988. Your main character, I'm just going to call him Jackie Chan because I don't care what anyone says. This is Jackie Chan. He's come like, I don't know, Rumble in the Bronx or something like that. Yeah, he animates well. He's got lots of moves: crouching kick, standing kick, flying kick, and the same for punches: crouching, standing, and flying. So yeah, fighting against punks in, was it New York in the 80s? Yeah, really nicely done. The enemy sprites, there's a decent amount of variety. Not huge, but it's only like 5 levels in the game anyway. The backgrounds look good. Basic parallax scrolling. But yeah, nice animation. The weapons look okay when you're using them. Well, to be honest, I'll use the nunchucks. I don't know if there's anything else. I thought there may have been blood in this game. Perhaps this is just the Arcade Archive version, or I was playing the American version rather than the Japanese version. But yeah, there's not really any blood in the game, so to speak of. Good amount, the sound, good speech. There's quite a bit of speech, which is nice. The theme tune is pretty cool as well. I do like that. Yeah, so overall, the presentation for the game I think is great. It's a really nice game. It animates well, still looks well for the time it came out. I mean, look at the size of the sprites. Look at the enemy boss there. Really cool. So yeah, so that was good. Now, everything else played it by today's standards. Ooh. Your sprite that you control, once again, let's just call him Jackie. Jackie has a huge hurt box on him. And some of the enemies, their hitbox must be tiny. Because to hit them, my sprite is just going through them, and sometimes I'm thinking that should register as a hit. No, I had to turn on auto fire. And when they grab you to turn that energy down, but it still didn't make much of a difference. Auto fire is fine, but it don't really help you in every situation. So yeah, I've just like, what the hell is going on here? So I mean, these two bosses here, I don't know, we'll just call them the twins. But yeah, it's just like sometimes I know I'd be hitting them and it wouldn't register. And also, look at the life bar for them. Sometimes it goes back up. Actually, let me rephrase that. Almost on every boss, it starts to go back up. Randomly, it just climbs. I don't know if it's when they speak or if they taunt you or something like that, but it just goes back up. I mean, look at them when I'm giving them a ton of punches. Some of them look like air punches, like they don't connect. Yeah. I found this stage really frustrating with the bikes. I jumped, I went to press flying kick, and it just wasn't responding. Only on this stage. The flying kick wasn't coming out in time. I was like, what is going on? Crazy. So yeah, I mean, I assume the home ports are much more playable, but the arcade versions is so cheap. It is your typical arcade game. It's not made for you. It's made for the vendor to get as much money from you as possible. Because when you get this at home, if it's the same, you're going to beat it within, I don't know, 25 minutes, infinite credits. Whereas on the arcade, you're probably spending at that point, it's probably what, 10 pence to 20p for a credit. You're probably going to spend about, I don't know, £2 to try and beat this game. So yeah, I mean, look at this here. When you get grabbed, you just get bum rushed. They don't even buy you a drink first before they bend you over. It's just like, nah, come here. That's crazy. Here we go. Watch this boss here. Watch his energy bar. Why are you going back up? Look there. What are you going back up for? Why are you creeping up? You thieving bastards. Absolute swines. Why are you going back up? Stop that. But the enemy sprite does look really cool though. So ultimately, my enjoyment for this game is not really there. I would just keep it back in the backlog of my mind for nostalgia. I remember playing it, didn't even get past the first boss. Sometimes didn't even make it to the first boss. Yeah, I just remember it looking good, sounding cool, and you could be a character that was Jackie Chan. And yes, I know it wasn't Jackie Chan, but in my mind, this was Jackie Chan. And here's the last boss. When I was replaying this, I thought to myself, you know what, keep Madonna. Just keep her. She's not worth the hassle. She's just not worth it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. But, you know what? There was a game that I do believe that I played at this point that I really did enjoy instead.
Rise from your grave.
That's right, Altered Beast. Round about the same time, I remember playing this and I loved this game. And if you think about it, apart from the parallax scrolling, it mechanically, just the base mechanics, you've got a crouching punch, a standing punch. When you jump in the air, you can do a flying punch. You've got a crouching kick, a standing kick, jump in the air, you do a flying kick. You can do, if you hold down and kick, you just like an upward kick thing. There's power-ups. It's more fantasy based, but it plays better. The hit detection is better. It's not great, don't get me wrong, there's still some jank in there. But I don't know, and it was 2-player. And this is why I fell in love with Sega, because they would take games that I thought were cool. Vigilante I thought was a cool game at the time. Now it's just like, I won't play it now. But to me, I would still play Altered Beast. And I did, obviously, for this video, I went through the whole thing. This is just a much better, not version of Vigilante, but a much better game within the same genre, really. Just a flat 2D scrolling action brawler. It's just brilliant. I know people will cuss it saying, oh, I don't know, but to me, love this game. Like I said, 1988, come on. This was beautiful. And it was varied as well. It had lots of different looking enemies. Didn't really share as many on the stages. The bosses were very unique as well. Yeah, so it was a great game for 1988. Actually, I should give you a little bit of history about, even though I've done a video on this game already, I'm still going to give you a brief history about this game. And once again, this is via the internet and Wikipedia. Altered Beast is a 1988 beat-em-up video game developed and published by Sega for the arcades, godly Sega. The game is set in ancient Greece and follows a player character chosen by Zeus to rescue his daughter Athena from the demonic rule of the underworld called Neph. Oh, I thought it would have been Hades, but okay. By collecting 3 power-ups in a level, the player character transforms into one of 5 magical beasts. It was ported to several home video game consoles and home computers. Altered Beast was a packing game when the Sega Mega Drive launched in the UK, and obviously for the Genesis in North America, but the Genesis name's horrendous. We should always call it a Mega Drive. From memory, I think Altered Beast was one of the first few games I ever completed in the arcade. The first one I believe was Double Dragon. I think the Altered Beast was the second. I think the third game I ever beat in the arcade was Golden Axe. Golden Axe I used to be able to do on 1 credit. Altered Beast I managed to do on 1 credit. Double Dragon I think I also managed to do on 1 credit, only in 2 player. I think Golden Axe in 2 player I could do on 1 credit. I think Golden Axe I had to do 2 credits on the arcade in single player mode. Altered Beast I believe I could do it on 1 credit back in the day when I was really good at the game. But now it takes me quite a few credits to do it. But anyway, yeah, as if I'm comparing the two, I'd say Altered Beast is the faster game. The general walk speed of your character is faster. I mean, you can still get mobbed and bum rushed and bent over. No drinks bought, no Ribena bought for you, nothing. Just no lube, just bend you over and have their way with you. But once you get, you know, your beefy, buff, Arnold Schwarzenegger looking type, it's generally easier, and since you turn into the beast, it's over with basically. The stage is basically done. I would advise anyone, if they are playing this game, always change into the beast. I've never seen anyone do it without changing into the beast. I don't even know if you can beat any of the bosses without changing into a beast. So that's how ridiculous it is. I think it's made for you to do that. So yeah. But overall, I think it's a similar game to Vigilante, but this, I do remember, this is what I was playing. I thought to myself, Vigilante was cheap. I remember it was 10 pence. Why was I not playing it more back in the day? But it's because of this. This, I remember playing around about the same time, but this was my go-to game. I loved Altered Beast. And obviously, that was the main reason why I bought myself a Mega Drive, because at the time, this was the packing. Bought a second controller, and me and my brother played it, because at that time, it wasn't the norm for arcade games to come home and still be 2-player. Especially in 1980, when did I get the Mega Drive? Was it 89, 90? It was either 89 or 90. Something like that. Whenever the UK version came out, I think I got it the same month. So yeah, but yeah, arcade version of Altered Beast, I don't think it's as good as the home version, personally. It doesn't play as good, I should say. It doesn't play as good as the home version. Obviously, it looks better. Even though the home version, when I say home version, I'm talking Sega Mega Drive, that has parallax scrolling, whereas this doesn't. Vigilante, I haven't played any of the home versions of Vigilante, unfortunately, but I heard they're good. My friend Charles said he really enjoyed the Master System port. Obviously, I don't know anyone who's ever played the PC Engine port. I don't know anyone who's ever owned one, because it didn't come out over here officially. So yeah, Team Shinobi 1988 summer. That's probably why I like this game as well, because it's Team Shinobi that made it. Go figure. But yes, Vigilante, everything's great apart from the gameplay. The gameplay is too frustrating. It's just too maddening. It's made to be an arcade game at the end of the day. And nothing else but that. It's just like, yeah, we're here to take your money. You know, job done. That's what it's made to do. That's what it's done. I think it would have been nice if it was 2-player at the same time, but it never was. So yeah, but I ended up playing this a lot more at that time. Anyway, that's this video done. I should see you next video. I'll probably do something Konami based, I think, for the next video. Anyway, I hope you all are well. Take care of yourselves. And once again, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.